Hello everyone, welcome to Business and Laundry. I am Bimbo Ogbuefi. In this video, I'm going to explain how to determine the cost of an item. Please remember to put in the comment box almost 1,000. If you have any questions, you have any video or topic you want us to bring out a video about, please feel free to do that. Thank you. Let's dive right into the video. I'm going to talk about 3 things you need to consider before you can determine the cost of an item. Number 1 is cost analysis. Number 2 is competitive pricing. Number 3 is price structure. Number 1, which is the cost analysis, this actually helps you to determine the minimum price you need to charge to cover your expense and to make a profit. So for you to get this is addition of what you put in place to be able to achieve the result of either dry cleaning the item or to launder that item. So let's take a shirt for instance. How do we determine the price of a shirt? I'm going to add the price of my detergent. Detergent comes in different grams. So however you're going to measure it to the minimum quantity you need to wash that one shirt. So you're going to take that, let's say a bag of 100 grams of a detergent is 500 naira. So you have to do your calculation to get it to the particular quantity. If you're going to use a 5 scoop, a spoon, a teaspoon, a tablespoon for that washing, you need to determine to the last minute how much is a tablespoon of detergent. You are going to add it to the price of your maintenance. How much is your maintenance on your washing machine, your dryer, whatever? Get the price to the minimum. You add it to your wage. How much are you paying a staff to wash and iron that particular shirt? You have to determine that yourself. So you add, for instance, these 3 things. You also add your rent and utility bills, because these are things you have to pay for. And it's the shirt that will bring the money you are going to use in paying for those things. So you have to make sure you calculate it right. So I've mentioned cleaning service, cleaning materials, I've mentioned rent and utility, I've mentioned equipment maintenance, I've mentioned staff. So let's add those 4 things together. So let's say we pay the staff 100 naira, because I'm in Nigeria, so I'm going to be using naira as a currency. So let's say I pay a staff 100 naira per washing and ironing of a shirt. Let's say the cost of my detergent that I'll use to wash and iron a shirt is 50 kobo. Let's assume the maintenance, the price I'm going to use in maintaining the equipment that washes and iron and dries that particular shirt is another 150 naira. And let's assume that my other overhead expenses I'm adding is another 200 naira. So I'm going to add all these amounts together, divide it by the number of the items, then have a markup price. It can be 5%, it can be 10%, it can be 20%. I can't determine that for you. But you have to know that at the back of your mind, you must make profit. So let's assume after all calculation, we arrived at 300 naira for instance. It means 300 naira is the least that you can charge for any item. So it means you can go higher, but don't go below 300. If you go below 300, you'll be running at a huge loss. That is one way of calculating your price, which is the cost analysis. Secondly, you can also check it through your competitive pricing. Competitive pricing is just basically going to the laundry stores or outfits around you, where you're around the exact place you're trying to put yours. So you go and check, go in as a stranger, go in as a customer. Hi, can I have your price list and all that? So when you get that, you're able to look at what they are charging and compare with what you have calculated and put in place. Make sure that you're not overcharging. That means you're competitive. okay, because you don't want to be overcharged and you end up not having customers. All right, and in also doing competitive, in also checking out competitive pricing, you can also consider things like loyalty programs, bundle deals, because when you're being competitive, you look at what your competitors are offering, so you must do something they are not offering. If they are offering free pickup and free delivery, for instance, find something they are not doing. If they are not doing monthly wash, you can introduce that to yours. That will give you an edge over them. So those are just examples. Lastly is the price structure. Pricing can be based on weight, it can be based on the garment type, or combination of both. So you have to consider different price points. For regular items, for instance, people that bring clothes that you obviously, as a dry cleaner, when someone brings something to you, you have the due dates. So maybe you give them 1 day, you give them 2 days, you give them 3 days, I don't know, but whatever it is you do, always have something else that you can also use in attracting them. You can do express service, for instance. You can do specialized service, for instance. Something different. So these are other ways you can put in your prices to make sure you're not running at a loss, you're making a profit. Offer discounts to customers as well. This has to do with price structure too, because when they come in, like for instance, you can say the first wash with us will give you 5% discount, or 2%, or 10%, whatever you think. You can still make profits, because whatever it is you're doing, do not run at a loss, because if you run at a loss, it's going to affect the business. So offer discounts for large volumes of clothes for regular customers. These are people that have been coming, or if you want to do it for your first time customers, it will make them become your loyal customer. Don't forget to factor in additional services, like when you remove stain, for instance, alteration is another way of putting in price. So these are services that you can also use to generate money in that business. Some people do it for free. If you know you cannot afford to do it for free, you can charge for it. There are extra services. So these 3 points are what I actually have to explain to you guys. I'm teaching you a lot of things. Not everyone will like you to know this, but I want people to thrive in this business. I want people to do well. That is why I'm doing all this. So I hope these few points will help you, and I'm so happy for all your comments. Please continue to send in your comments.